one. She doesn't like to proud herself, but we have a whole lot of pages of her, but she just said no, as simple as she likes to be. She said, let's just make it short. We are honored to introduce Mrs. Bennie Onukwuba, a seasoned travel and tour expert with over 13 years of experience in the industry. She is the managing director of Terminal 7 Travel and Tours, a company committed to providing seamless and stress-free travel experience. Mrs. Onukwuba is a fellow of the African Women Entrepreneurship Corporation, AWEC, and an alumna of the Enterprise Development Center, EDC, at Pan Atlantic University, where she honed her skills in business development and leadership. Her vast expertise in travel advisory, visa processing, and tour management has helped countless industries and businesses navigate international travel with ease. Today, she will be sharing valuable insights into the world of travel, visa applications, and how to maximize global opportunities. Please join us in welcoming Mrs. Bennie Onukwuba.
Okay. So the next slide. Okay, so I've discussed the content. We're going to discuss those benefits, the challenges, peculiar situation of Nigeria, and then practical tips. So I was talking about my husband and I, how we started and we discovered ourselves. By the way, this is the Sistine Chapel in Rome. Okay, so yes, so travel is opportunity. So we're going to discuss eight benefits of travel. Right? Today, I'm going to show you that beyond just going outside Nigeria, escaping from your routine work, travel can be transformational. It's an opportunity for growth. There are a lot of opportunities we can discover. So the first one is first discovery, like I said before, right? So by the time we came back from that trip, I began to see myself differently. I began to see, all the, so by the way, issues, difficulties we encounter in lives are, if you look at it from an optimistic perspective, these things are things that should actually transform our lives and make us better. Because by the time we came back from that trip, I sat down and realized and analyzed the need to begin to do things differently, the need to begin to put together all the hurdles we crossed in the course of our trips, from the airport experience to running to ensure that we don't miss our flights, to entering the aircraft and all of that, to experience in UK and coming back and all of that. I began to see where these things can be put in perspective to also help other travelers. And that was the beginning of the birth of Terminal 7. So stepping outside our comfort zone can help us build resilience. Are you in that comfort zone? What can you do differently? Learning other people's culture, learning about other people's what obtains world best practice, the way other people see things can actually shift your perspective. Let's go. Number 3, emotional and mental clarity. During that trip, I refer again, we were able to think, we could sit on our own and began to appreciate each other. We could clearly, because you're no longer besieged by the routine work, you could think clearly. You could see things more from different perspectives. You could reflect, which are powerful tools that these days we begin to take for granted because we're chasing money and all of that, which by the way, is not our fault, all right? And then beyond the things we saw, beyond the challenges, the difficulties we encounter going through the airport for the first time, meeting new people, trying to catch the train, these are the things that build confidence. Because the next time we're coming back, we're no longer like strangers, we're no longer, new. We're now feeling more dependent. So I'm asking, are you depressed? Are you feeling pain or mentally challenged? You might want to take a trip with loved ones. You might want to just be away from your normal routine. It could be a retreat. It could be just taking a trip to your village, away from distractions, a lot of distraction that mobile phone causes for us, right? I recall once again, my post-WAEC season of my life. I had finished and I was waiting for JAM. JAM was jamming me and all of that. And I was getting so depressed. At a time, I became so frustrated. I was going out of context. I wasn't speaking sense. My parents took me to the hospital, and of course, the doctor, after examining everything, all my markers were okay. He said, this girl needs to be taken away from her, take her, you guys should just go somewhere, take her away from usual place. The doctor was actually recommending I take a trip, just a change of scene. So travel gives you that emotional and mental clarity, which some of us may be needing, right? It's a new experience with loved ones. It's a magical, if you haven't traveled before, I'm telling you, those that have traveled, do you travel with intentionality to just clear away all the distractions and just focus and discover your inner being, right? So confidence and independence, emotional and mental clarity. Next, of course, it strengthens relationship. Travel strengthens relationship as you go away. For instance, our upcoming trip to Fatima and Rome. We also have a trip to Accra, a low budget trip. It's opportunity to meet it's usually a group trip, so you get to meet with other people, other travelers, and you begin to relate, you begin to connect. The people you meet there, especially those of us going for conference, you begin to meet with new faces, and you begin to connect in ways that Zoom or telephone or being in your usual place cannot do for you, right? Okay, so the next one is face-to-face networking. While technology works, while the phone has done so much for us, we're in Zoom meeting, we can't see each other, right? Because of thanks to technology, then you can hear me. But then travel gives you that opportunity of networking with your peers, with people from different places, and you're learning, and you're able to seal deals that normal Zoom or telephone cannot do for you. There's something one-on-one does, for those of us who are thinking of maybe traveling to meet for conferences or to meet business partners and what have you. Number 7, travel expands market reach, creating business opportunity, right? Little wonder we have a lot of people, as much as expensive as, let me take an instance, traveling to China. We have this family friend that the gentleman was just, going to China, bringing things and coming back. Before you knew it, the guy got Chinese residence. Before you knew it, he started, he got he's a big time, a big time dealer, exporter, importer. he's now bringing goods from Nigerians in China to Nigerians in China back to Nigeria. As expensive as Chinese visa, some of us felt that, I mean, Chinese visa is unreasonably expensive, but people take that pains, invest in the visa 1.5 to 2 million, and they're able to, because they know what they are gaining. So this is a gentleman that started from merely, selling things in Lagos, now traveling to China to bring things. Before you knew it, he now has a container and brings goods for people. So traveling can blow your mind to a lot of opportunities and help you expand market reach, creating more business opportunities. What about those that are into exporting? Have you actually traveled to go and see those business partners to discover more opportunities? And finally, learning and innovation. Travel, it's going outside your comfort zone, going outside the usual place you know, can expose you to a lot of things you may not know that exist. Yes, talking about innovation, I understand. I haven't been to Singapore. I realized that Singapore is one of the most tech country in the world. Their airport alone, I hear, when you get to the airport, you barely see people. You're communicating with machine, whether you like it or not. It's a machine that is checking you in, doing most of the job for you. That's innovation. And some of these things you discover, most of these things you discover when you're outside your comfort zone. So this, in a nutshell, are the eight. I just want to keep it short so that we don't exceed. We have time for question and answer. Learning, innovation, expanding our market reach, strengthening relationship, you network face to face. For me, the most mind-blowing is emotional and mental clarity. You never can imagine what you can do when you have the time. And most importantly, discover yourself, discover your real you, and understand what you can do differently. Now we go to challenges, the Nigerian perspective. So bringing it back home, we know that a lot of us want to travel, especially for first-timers. Just today, as I was coming back from Victoria Island, I got a call. One of my customers, her visa, this is an MD of a company, right, who works in a growing company, and they have she has, the company is liquid and very sound. She was explaining that they denied her French visa. By the way, French is one of the Schengen countries, and that she needed advice. Okay, so Nigeria has its own peculiarity. They are suspicious of us. So you can't say I've been traveling. You still need experience in putting your visas together, right? So part of our challenges is visa restriction, right? So Nigerians, more often than not, especially for those of us who are first-time travelers, you can't afford to just go put in your visas based on what you see. You need an expert guide, right? So we have this challenge of visa. Sometimes other challenges could be cost of travel. It's so expensive, especially given our low earning power, right? But it's even made worse by the fact that Nigerians are so gullible, vulnerable because of the Japa syndrome. You just want to get out by all means. I was in a gym the other day, a lady was telling me how they had this, somebody told them that it's a sure visa, 1.8 million. You know, when you hear that big amount, you think, can you still hear me? Can I be heard?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you hear this big amount.
Yes, yes.
This thing will work. This is it, and they promise you heaven and earth, and you put your money. So the lady was complaining that I think since December, they paid in about, she paid the initial 1.5.
Wow.
And unfortunately, the visa is nowhere to be found. The lady started telling story. Please, let me tell you on this call that there is never anything like short visa. In the past 4 years, Terminal 7 have been privileged to do over 300 300 years Schengen visas. Positive out of about 3, we've had about 3 or few refusal, but 300 positive visa outcome, right? And we don't charge near what they say. You know, how can you put down 1.8 million for visa? How? Where? And that's because of our desperation and because of, you know, because of how scammers are all over the place, right? People catching on that opportunity that people are desperate. So I would like to say that people, especially for first timers, please be careful the people you give money for visa. There's nothing like short visa. Please take the pains. One of the things we do at Terminal 7 is we don't do documentation. We take the pains, study your peculiar case, study what is unique about you, right? And advice on documentation. Sometimes it may take 6 months, it may take a year. There's a lady, I remember I'm still processing her visa to Schengen. I told her, what you have will not fly. It may take a year, but we give you the advice. We're not interested in the money or earning big money overnight. We're interested in that positive outcome because that sells us more than the money, right? The other thing is misinformation. I've mentioned it. We're prone to fall in the hands of hackers. And of course, low passport ratings. Our visas are rated poor because of all the bad news out there, you know, hush puppies in Dubai, this one, that one. So these are the things that affect the perspective of a typical visa officer. So that when you're going there to submit or you're going for your visa submission, you don't just put anything together. I've been traveling. You need to take pains. You need to, you know, especially, well, for frequent flyers, if you haven't traveled in a while, please take pains. Find out the updates, get updates. Don't just go because travel information changes every other day, right? All right, so that's the challenges. But in all of this, good news, there are opportunities. There are opportunities for Nigerians. This is one of our trips to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur with my group. Last year in November, we went to Kuala Lumpur, right? So opportunities abound as well. You can join group travel. We have a trip coming up by the grace of God in August, but mainly for Catholics, Fatima and Rome group, where we'll be exploring the feast of Our Lady of Fatima in August, as well as the feast of Assumption of our Virgin Mary for Catholics. Then we also have educational and career travel. So these are opportunities that if you're anchoring your trip along this purpose for studying abroad, for conferences. Most of the time, Terminal 7 does conferences. These guys went for conference to Kuala Lumpur. If you're putting your requests for certain programs, you know, that has to do with study, that has to do with group, the chances are good. But remember, embassies will still scrutinize your passport or your document one-on-one basis. They won't say because this group, they are going for Rotary Club and all of that. They will still scrutinize. I remember last year, one of my highly placed executives, about 30 of them, all of them were given visa except one. And this one, 3 of them came from one company. The company put the same documentation for everybody, the same everything for the 3 of them. How come 2 were given and 1 was not given? Of course, we didn't take that line down because our name is more important than any other thing. Thankfully, we pursued it. We appealed, and eventually the lady was given, to the glory of God. So conferences, group travels, these are opportunities for Nigeria, especially for first-timers, right? business and conferences, international market, your what do you call them? The exporters. You know, by the way, Nigeria is encouraging exporters. NAFDAC is giving, you know, some sort of free registration. They are making it more easy for exporters because they want more of Nigerian goods out there so that the country can earn foreign exchange. So all those opportunity to expand your market, travel out, you have a business partner giving you invitation, right? Partnership, tourism and entrepreneurship and all of that, right? These are opportunities for Nigeria. And then bespoke trips. We also organize bespoke trips for birthdays, for anniversary, in which case we can curate a specific travel to meet your group. Maybe your group of friends attending your birthday or one anniversary or the other. Time is running. So practical steps to be able to leverage your trip include planning smart, right? Choose your destination wisely, budget effectively. We have a budget fit trip to Accra because particularly Accra does not require visa for Nigerians. So it's a good way to start your travel history to go out there and meet, like I said, explore, see yourself differently, discover your inner self, and of course, relieve pressure and all of that. So we have a trip, a group trip to Accra. So depending on your budget, a good travel agent can help you put together a great package, right? So we recommend work with trusted travel agencies, can work with Terminal 7. We're here for you. My team are on board, on call to get your details and your requests, right? So group trips too, leverage group trips for first timers. That's that's the advice. First timers, especially if I don't advise first timers going for visiting, just going for tourist visa. From my experience, and particularly from the perception of these guys on Nigeria, it's advisable to do the group trip, or to, if your company is sending you on a program, that's perfect. If you have a family over there giving you the other thing that can also help is getting a speaking engagement. Speaking engagement is another opportunity because the people over there have invited you and you're coming to, they will put in application for you. You know, I have a friend who, interestingly, a tech person, in fact, she's even on this call. She got a visa refusal, you know, but at the end of the day, because it is UK government inviting her, UK had to put in a word for her. And within 24 hours, her visa refusal was turned around and she was given an express visa to UK. You know, that's because she's techie and they see value. They see she's doing things, right? So for young people, for those of us who are into tech, explore and bring solution to the world. If you bring solution, if you're into technology and you're able to create something, I tell you, the guys out there will come looking for you and they will be the one pushing for your visa. So speaking engagement, creating solution, tech-driven solution, be innovative, create tech-driven solution, and people will come for you. While we're still at it, I like to see the comments in the comment section because we'll soon be wrapping up this section. We'll soon be wrapping up. Can I see your comments? Chinelo, Mrs. Okafor, can we get comments? Are you still here?
Yeah. Mary Nana have been on it. She has been blasting a whole lot of good summaries, like learning as in picking from what you've been saying. So Mary Nana, we
Oh,
really appreciate uh your
okay.
learning curve from this. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
please do
So
well to send more on the comment box. Thank you. Yeah.
okay, so let's feel you on the comment section. Let's feel you on the comment section. Thank you very much for that. So I ask, are you planning a trip? Do you have a family vacation that you're planning? Or you want to invest in your own growth? Like I said earlier, travel is transformational. It can help you grow. It's also good for your mental clarity. Self-care is something we need. People ask you for money, you give. This person asks you, you give. Can you also give yourself? Plan a trip somewhere and go out there and discover what's out there. But be intentional about your plan. Don't just plan, they are traveling, let's go. Make it intentional. Plan something unique that will be of value. It could be business from what we have mentioned, right? It could be to meet business partners. It could be self-care. It could be to interact. It could be to seal that deal. It could be educational, right? Right. So excuse me. So to help us leverage on travel, Terminal 7 has put together a number of trips that people on this call can leverage on. You can also tell your family and friends. Like I mentioned earlier, we have pilgrimage to Fatima and Rome coming up in August. We have leisure trip to Accra from this month, Easter season, 9th to 14th of April. And then you could request that we put together a vacation for your family or for your group of friends. And the good thing is that we can plan against next year, right? And we begin to put money together. Terminal 7, by the way, is trusted. Most of our group trips are done with leveraging installmental payment and all of that, right? So we can plan your milestone birthday. Are you going to be 50 or 40, 50, 60? With your friends, you can come together and let us plan what we can do for you, right? So without further ado, my team, please, can you put our contact once again, phone numbers that they can call and send WhatsApp messages for
Yes, ma'am. Please, let me
more
quickly.
information.
Yeah, please let me quickly ship it in. Please, there's a form for some of us that did not register. Did not register earlier for this session. Please, there's a form in the comment box that please promise you can put the form again. There's a form in the comment box that will be able to avail you the opportunity to have the recorded session of these recorded sessions. So please go ahead and fill the form. Definitely we will send you the recorded session afterwards. So please go ahead and fill it here. Thank you.
All right, so these are packages and the phone number is here as well. Thank you for your time. It's a brief one, but I hope you picked something from it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Bennie. This was really an interesting session. Okay, we learned a lot. The one that touched me the most is when you are feeling sad, you are feeling you are not emotionally stable, you just have to travel. Oh my goodness, that one alone, I'm just taking that one because I know once in a while challenges can make us go haywire. So that one is a whole lot for us to be able to say, okay, let's just try. Even if in the village, just go ahead. And also the opportunities of travel was talked about. We thank you so much for that. So this is the time for Q&A. So please, so we have in the comment section people appreciating this session, that they really learned a lot and they are happy to be here in order to learn to learn from you. Okay, so we also have questions. Please, if you are not talking, kindly mute your mic. Yeah, kindly mute. If you are not talking, kindly mute your mic. Okay, so please, before we go into the Q&A, please, I would like to recognize the engineers in the house. Yeah, we have our fellow engineers, Dr. Bernard. Thank you for coming. Please, if you're an engineer in this session, please can you raise up your hand? Let's recognize you. If you're an engineer here, we have Dr. Bernard. Yes. Please. Okay. Thank you, Father Martins. Okay. So Matthew, yes, I knew Matthew is an engineer, but I was just not too sure. Matthew, you are welcome. Engineers in the house, welcome, and also every other person here that came from all around the states of Nigeria. We really, really appreciate you. Okay, so we have our number one question as we go into the Q&A. The first question is from Oko Aga. She's asking, what about SS3 graduates seeking opportunity to study abroad? How can you help? Ma'am, did you get that question? Okay, so we have, I think she lost her connection. I think she lost her connection. Okay, so while we are waiting for her to come back on board, okay, she's back. Okay, so ma'am, we have the first question here. Please, it's either you write down your question in the comment section or you can raise up your hand and you can ask your question. So this is the time for Q&A. So the first question, ma'am, is from Okoaga. She said, what about SS3 graduates seeking opportunity to study abroad? How can you help? Yeah.
Jessica.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, I got logged out.
Yes, the network.
On my laptop. So I tried, I'm so sorry. I tried to come in here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to log back on my laptop. Okay. Okay, so let's go on. Please.
So the question is from Oko Aga. She's asking, what about SS3 graduates seeking opportunity to study abroad? How can you help?
Okay, so I'm back. Thank you very much for your time, for your patience. Okay, so for SS3, seeking to study abroad, opportunity abounds, but it's not what we can discuss on the call. It's something we can advise, we can have an advisory, right? So if you fill the form, because you're on this call, I'm going to give you a free advisory. So fill the form, let's have your name, and we can schedule a meeting. We can schedule, obviously, on the phone. So let's take it outside here, because it's a whole lot. It's not something, but basically, as long as your documents, you have your WAEC. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Once you have your WAEC, you have your certificate, you're able to get your papers, right? Your papers, it's doable, depending on where you want to. In fact, there's an agency we work with that helps take WAEC holders abroad. So you do like a stopgap program to help prepare you, and then they're able to get admission for you. So it's doable.
Okay, so it's doable. So you have a free consultation from our expert.
Yes.
So please
Yes, free
action it.
consultation.
Fill the form. Yeah, fill the form. Okay, so before we continue to our question, we have Mr. Henry Onukwuba. He
Oh,
said, once I
yes.
thought I had recurring malaria fever, but a trip to Dubai immediately cured the malaria. So, and apart from malaria drugs, you can hear it that a trip to Dubai can cure malaria.
Oh, you heard that story before. You heard that story. The guy was almost dying. He was having frequent headache. But really, it's no joke. As soon as we got, we have a trip. Once we got to Dubai, he slept the whole day, the whole night. In fact, the whole of that day. He just needed to leave familiar environment and come to a place and unwind. And when he got up, he said the headache was gone. So those are the things that travel can do for you, you know.
Wow.
And it
Wow. I
doesn't
need to start
necessarily need
saving
to be
money.
outside Nigeria. You could decide to go to your village, right? If that's where you have peace. Or when you have a headache healing sleep.
I need to start saving money so that when I have a recurring headache, I used to have it once in a while, and I think it's calling me to travel. So thank you for that. So we have another question. We have another question. The question goes as a first-time traveler by Matthew. Matthew says as a first-time traveler. Okay, let me get the question. As a first-time traveler, can one be able to go to Europe as a first-time traveler? As a first-time traveler, yeah, from Matthew.
Yes, interestingly, I missed out the fact that a typical Schengen visa can take you to 26 countries in Europe. Typical, if you get one Schengen visa, because Schengen country states have 26 states that make up Schengen country. So one of if you're able to get a visa to anyone, you can get to any other country. For instance, you get a French visa. From France, you can trip to Germany, you can go to Austria, you can go to Spain, Malta, Denmark, any of the Schengen. If you Google it, any of the Schengen countries, and it is still, most of the time when you go, they give you a single visa. It's still single entry. It's just like entering Nigeria and now going to Kano, going to Bauchi, it's taking as you're still within Schengen country state. So a single Schengen entry visa can take you to round to any of this. So for a first-time traveler, yes, you can get a visa to Europe, depending on what you're going for, depending on how, like I said, first-time traveler is not advisable to just to go for tourist visa, because there are a lot of things embassies are looking at. They will suspect that you want jackpot, right? So it's like I said, it's advisable to do a group, right? Or other things like there's an invitation there or a business partner sending you an invite. There are a lot of things that we can look at to help make your visa position your visa for high positive outcome, right? Yes, there are a lot of things we can look at. Like I said, we don't sell visa, bring 1.8, 2 million, sure visa. There's nothing like sure visa. The granting of visa is still the prerogative of the particular embassy. Nobody guarantees visa. But based on experience, we can help you put your documents together such that you get a positive visa outcome. I hope that helps. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. One of the pictures we must have seen during the session is a group tour organized for architects. So Terminal 7 Travel and Tours also organize group tours for industry-specific professionals. So most times you have architects. So engineers also can also have group tours and Terminal
Leverage
7 is
on
here
that.
to organize it. And maybe your other industry of experts, if you are here, maybe you have a CIPM, like professional managers and the rest of them. Terminal 7 is here to be able to organize such book tours because she has done that over years for architects, and they've been loving it, and they've been coming back year after year.
Yes, yes. And here is the picture you're talking about. This was a trip to Malaysia.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to having engineers on board. Yes.
Yeah.
Looking forward to having you guys on board. Thank you, Mrs. Okafor.
Yeah. So if you have any other question or you have a comment, you please just go ahead and unmute and talk. We'll still have time for question and answer and comments. So you can just unmute and talk. If you have something to say or you have a question, please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead. Some persons are asking for the form. I've sent the form again on the comment section. You can it's when you open the comment section, you will see the form. Just click on the form and definitely you have the recording section. Okay. Any question? Any comments? Okay, so while we are waiting for questions or comments, personally, I want to say something that happened with my colleague. My colleague, an engineer that is a project manager, and one of the things this guy does is he doesn't really have much, but most times he saves money for a long time to travel for conference in US. He was particular about US, okay? So the first travel he did to US for a conference, most times engineering conference because he's an engineer, okay? The first travel he did, he made a contact and introduced himself as a project manager. And the company instantly say they would like to work with him, but he is already working somewhere here in Nigeria where I met him as a colleague in a company. So it was like that. He has this project, he has to finish this project, that he's working for a company, and there's a duration for the project management. And they were like, fine, why don't you do remote for us? We would like to work with you. We like your portfolio and the rest of them. And the guy was working remotely for this US company from a conference, just a conference, one conference travel, one, just networking, and he got this contract, and he was working remotely. And fortunately for him, the company that we were working in, they had to lay off, and he was one of the persons they lay off because the project he was managing was about to finish and they don't want to renew it. Immediately they laid him off, the guy had the opportunity to tell the company, you know what, I want to work with you full time. And this company was so excited, they gave him all the necessary documents he needed. And he went there with his family. Today, I'm talking to you. This guy is with his family in US working fully for this company. Why? Because he was able to travel for a conference. So when Mrs. Bennett says conference travel is good, group conference travel is good, please let us take the opportunity. Okay? Yeah. Let us take the opportunity.
Yes, so that's one of the benefits of traveling. You need to be able to make that initial investment. Some people want it to come to them on a platter of gold. Odi, you have to put down something. You have to make sacrifice, right? And make that commitment. It works in the long run because it exposes you, it puts you out there in a way that others do not have the opportunity of. So thank you for sharing, Mrs. Okafor. That's apt. That's apt.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. By the way, let me even mention there's one of the industry giants we have in tourism in Nigeria. In fact, when you mention the first 3 names in Nigeria, this guy would probably be the first. So he's the one that hosts Akwaba Travel Market and, popular with the Minister of Tourism and all of that. My trip 2 years ago to London, this is ordinarily somebody that I don't have opportunity of meeting one-on-one. My trip for World Travel Market, there's a World Travel Market conference in UK every year in November. In that code, I had the opportunity of meeting this guy one-on-one. We travel with the same train. We were chatting like, one-on-one. In fact, we snapped. And since then, this is somebody I've been trying to connect with. Since then, he has me in his social media. He tags me, he sends me messages, things are coming up. I'm like, wow, what a great privilege. So these are some of the benefits. When you go out there, you're able to network one-on-one, and you're able to seal a lot of this. By the way, he called me up that there's a group tour that we do together. So this is what we're saying. So look inwards and see what works for you, and see how you can intentionally plan your trip for your good, based on some of the things we mentioned.
Okay, we have Mary Nna Onyechi asking, give us one tip. Mary, we've been having so many tips. I don't know which tip again you want.
That's my elegant twin sister of the Most High God.
Oh my goodness, Mom, you're welcome.
Sister Mary, you're welcome on this call. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your coming. All right, Ms. Okafor, I think we can wind up now so that we don't keep our guests waiting.
Okay. Yeah.
So some of the tips permit me to unwind because it's a special request. Some of the tips, we said that travel is opportunity of mental download, right? Traveling can be an opportunity for you to reconnect with your inner self, to reflect, to unwind, right? Self-discovery, to grow. We made mention of, Chinelo gave instances, people that connect. It's also opportunity of business connection. Shift in perspective. You're seeing things from other people's culture. You're seeing things, you're having experience that you won't have if you don't travel. It's opportunity of mental clarity. You're not in your usual place, routine place where you're doing routine things. So you're able to think clearly, reflect, and of course, it builds your confidence, being able to navigate new places as well as business opportunities, right? I hope that helps. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bennie. We are all enjoying 13 years worth of travel experience here in this section, and I'm happy that in our comment section we have already said we had a whole lot of rich content. We appreciate your time with us, and also thank you once again, everyone that is on this call, especially Engineer Matthew, Ify, Mr. Henry, thank you. Dr. Bernard, Chinedu, Francisca, Joy, Hero, thank you so much for being on this call. We really appreciate you from the beginning to the end. You are here with us. And also, please, once again, if you need the recording of this session, this travel gist of 13 years of experience, okay? Please go ahead and fill the form. Please go ahead and fill the form as we call this session to a close. Please go ahead, click this link and fill the form. And definitely We'll get back to you on the recordings of this section. Okay, so thank you, Mrs. Bennie Onukwuba. Thank you, everyone on this call. And to this, we say a good evening. And I don't know, ma'am, do you have any other thing to say before we say bye?
Yes, okay. Let this be my last word. This is my popular. This is a popular saying, right, by Saint Augustine. Said that the world is a big book. It's a voluminous book. Those who don't travel read only one book. So you're just in Nigeria. You're just in your village in this Lagos or Ogun or Ilori. The world is voluminous. It's a voluminous book. So would you be reading just one page? Think about it.